Hey, Crystal Maiden here, and here we get to missions that are pretty annoying. In the first demo of the game, Sonic has a blue aura trail, similar to the one in Unleashed. For unknown reasons, Sonic Team inserted blocking code to prevent the effect from occurring. There was a restored version of it that was made, thanks to mods of course, though. The physics engine in this game is actually a modified version of Unleashed Hedgehog engine. Hacking reveals properties nearly exclusive to Unleashed, like light shafts, motion blurred, directional shadows, and stuff like that. Makes me wonder why they didn't actually use it. Then again, the Hedgehog engine was known for having frame rate problems. Oh, this is really annoying. See what I mean about annoying missions? Those green things that you have to hang on to kind of blend into the background. It's easy to not notice them, especially since they're in shadow. So they don't really pop out enough for you to easily... Not to mention it's so cheap how you're expected to grab onto them and thus be defenseless when you have beam shooting robots right in front of you that are just begging to attack you. I mean, this is kind of fun, but it's like they just barrage you with a whole bunch of beam shooting robots. And like the real gimmick of this level is, well, like there's some missions that they say they're about something, but they're really about some other gimmick, like those things I'm just hanging off of. That's what this mission is really about. There's a lot of beam shooting robots, sure, but in what other part in the game do these things that you hang off of really appear? On July 14th, 2015, Sega posted a video of the cutscene played before the final battle, adding in footage from a motivational speech video featuring the actor Shia LaBeouf. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I don't really know about him. I wonder why they chose that. A short manga based on this game was actually released, just like with Unleashed in Colors, the latter of which had Yacker fighting with Sonic. Now that would have been a lot more interesting than what we got. I'm guessing the writing in those comics trounces Pontac and Graf who don't really give a shit about Sonic. I would have loved to actually see those mangas. Oh god, I hate this mission too. You see, you have to rely on a ring-dropping robot in order to beat the mission, and you have to get to the goal ring with enough rings. Meaning you can't get hit, or you'll lose most of your rings. So if you get hit right at the end, then you pretty much have to give up. The dickish thing is that the robot can drop bombs, even though you're relying on it, and only it, to get rings. So the safest bet is to just let it go ahead of you, to make sure that you won't be right below when it drops bombs. But you can't let it get too far away from you either, because the rings that it drops disappears after a while for some stupid reason. It's tempting to just stay in here for as long as you want, but I guess I should recommend like focusing most on getting a huge amount of rings at the end, because if you get a huge amount of rings at the beginning of the level, but then you get hit, then it's not really going to matter anymore because of how many rings you're going to lose. It's just such an annoying mission, and it took me over 8 minutes to beat it. On the bright side, at least I get to show off, like this is Sonic Freerider's Amy, and she actually has the best design in the entire franchise here. I wish she looked like this all the time instead of wearing her red dress. Sonic Freeriders was basically a really terrible game that was used. It was bad because it used the Microsoft Kinect, which basically forced you to move your entire body to control the game, and it was extremely unresponsive. Like, the game could be fun when it was actually responding to your controls right, but most of the time it wouldn't even register when you were jumping, even though you were literally off the ground. Plus, the plot generally had characters acting out character. Like, all the female characters aside from Cream were portrayed as really bitchy there, especially Amy. But, like, for the most part, the game was pretty bad. And a lot of people blame it for ending the rival series, the Riders series rather. They sound so similar in name. Amy Rose is portrayed by Cindy Robinson with a very high-pitched voice, and Cream in this game is like basically everyone has the same voice actors that provided voice clips for them in Colors DS. So I stated my opinions of them in Colors DS already. Generally, some of them are pretty horrible, but some of them are mostly the same as the ones that we just saw. Omochao is voiced by Laura Bailey. So that's the same voice as Blaze the Cat. And the Wisp announcer is Sonic's voice actor, in all except the Japanese version. This is a really annoying mission. I thought that the Ready Go mod would only make you hear Ready Go at the start of the level, but it turns out it just makes them just say really annoying voice clips over and over again. So naturally I deleted this mod because it was so annoying. I think the key to this mission is 1, to not use the control pad, and 2, just to get into the mindset of you're allowed to drift left and right alternately. Like, you don't have to just drift all the way to the right or all the way to the left. You can also drift like left and right and left and right. I think that'll make getting all the rings easier, but I still ended up beating on the first try anyways. It just doesn't seem like a mission that's designed properly for the kind of drifting controls you have, or maybe, again, that could just be like my fault. This is a mission that I had a lot of trouble with because of technical difficulties. For some reason, the stomping was extremely unresponsive here, and I never had this problem in any other time in the game when I was trying to stomp. But in this particular mission, it glitched out on me. Like, go figure, I play Sonic 06's music for this, and it curses the mission. I mean, look at this. Is there any reason that I would be jumping constantly over these boxes other than because my stomp is failing to work? It's kind of weird seeing Sonic jump without being curled into a ball. I don't know why the modern games do that. I mean, I guess it doesn't inconvenience you, but it's still pretty weird. Like, he's supposed to jump in ball form. Like, why would he jump any other way? That just leaves him vulnerable, doesn't it? Thankfully, this is a mission that has a checkpoint, because I would have been really annoyed at having to start from the very beginning if I died. And this is another mission with a confusing objective, because it says smash all the boxes, but really you just have to get to the goal. You don't have to break as many boxes as you can. And that's why I was blocking. That's why I made such an effort to break the boxes, because I thought that I had to. The 3DS version's profile card lets you show your username, rank based on skilled Sonic, the year you became a Sonic fan, your favorite Sonic game, favorite character, me, and its point total. Turning the card with the R button, you can actually see the story progress made, collection room progress, missions unlocked progress, how many rings you collected. You can also see the amount of playtime that you have. You can also see on the profile card all of the ranks you achieved on the levels. And you can unlock card patterns for it as well, taken from different Sonic games like Sonic 3D Blast, Spinball, Sonic the Fighters, Riders, and Shadow the Hedgehog. Surprised they referenced that game. As well as Sonic's transformations like the Werehog and Excalibur Sonic. Again, I'm surprised they did that. When a card is leveled up in rank, it changes to a new color, literally becoming gold and shiny at Legendary rank. But getting to Legendary rank is pretty ridiculous because it requires almost 1,000,000 points. In 3DS multiplayer, the player can use download play to send a signal to someone else with the game, or the player can challenge the world with the Wi-Fi connection. There's also online leaderboards between their races and worldwide races. By playing online races, you earn points and card patterns. And after playing some more, you can unlock extra content in the collection room, as well as some of the 100 extra missions which suck. I don't really care about the missions in Generations 3DS. I don't entirely have confidence I'll be able to do them, and again, there's something about them being in a list that makes me not motivated to play them. You can also do that to obtain one special skill a day. That's a weird restriction. And you can actually use it in the main game. And those skills include 10 rings, standard shield, thunder shield, invincibility, and bomb. Aside from the thunder shield, all of these are really lame, and there's no reason they couldn't have been in regular monitors to begin with. Why don't you have the skill system from the HD version? You use the L button or touch the skill icon to use one. Why can't it just be equipped from the instant that you start out the stage? Like, it sounds like that would be really easy to forget that you even have. I have never in my entire life used this skill in Generations 3DS. I don't think I even have one. Street Pass is also used to unlock special content challenges, and it's activated when someone with a 3DS passes by you when you have yours with you, because you took your 3DS out for some reason, risking getting destroyed or stolen or broken or lost. You can use the 3DS's play coins, which are earned by walking in real life for some reason, to buy new missions for 5 coins. Once you street pass someone, your profile card can get upgraded. There's also a mode where you get as far as you can in the stage in just 30 seconds, and you can upload how far you got online. So I'm digging through the first demo of the game. The time limited one reveals an option to change the game's HUD appearance. Now this is only done through mods, so I'm not really sure why they took that out. Now something really interesting is, originally Dreamcast Sonic would have been in the game, and he would have been voiced by Ryan Drummond. If they did that, this would have been so much more amazing as a game. Like, it would have appealed to all 3 main Sonic fans. But instead, Ryan Drummond turned down the offer because it required leaving his union for little pay. So they just scrapped Dreamcast Sonic. One of the staff at Sega said if they ever made Classic Sonic speak, they wanted Jaleel White to do it, but they never actually approached him. So, I guess they really are willing to go to any length to avoid having Roger Craig Smith voice a version of Sonic that he shouldn't be. So that's good at least. By the way, I really like Jet's voice clip when you get hit, because he basically says exactly what I'm thinking. It's really satisfying. These spinning wheels are really annoying to deal with. They feel really finicky, like you just have to be at the very top of them in order to stand on them. The level design here is kind of tedious. It's kind of hard to get to where you need to go. There's sometimes only one way that you have to go to progress. Cash Cash of Sonic Colors Infamy did the remix for the American Stardust Speedway theme for Generations, which I don't really care about. It's kind of meh, to be honest. Honestly, I think the original version was better. So Cash Cash did the remix for it, as noted in the liner notes for the remastered Sonic CD soundtrack. But the dumb thing is they decided against having it in Generations because Generations already had the B-mix they made that sucked, and they felt the CD soundtrack should have something extra. This is also why the song loops on the soundtrack. Something also interesting is that Ian Flynn, who wrote the Sonic Archie comics, believes that the Time Eater is what remains of Mephiles after the time travel in 06 made him never get created. This wasn't actually confirmed or like thought up by Sega, but it wasn't really denied either. Like, I think that would have been a lot more interesting having the Time Eater be confirmed to be like Mephiles, because they both do have time travel powers. They both travel through time and space. I don't really like swinging on horizontal poles in this game because you do it so slowly that it completely removes the excitement of doing it. So why are they even here? I get that they're trying to make it easier to time, but I had no problem whatsoever with timing jumping off the horizontal poles in SA2. All I really needed was to listen to audio cues. But here they just slow it down so much, and it just comes off as pace breaking. In the Japanese version of the game, Classic Tails and Modern Tails have different voice actors. The game creators had actually hoped to make both Classic and Modern Sonic playable in all of the game's acts, which would have been a pretty cool idea. In fact, it is possible to hack or glitch the game so you can play as Modern Sonic in classic levels viewed from a 3D perspective. Obviously, the levels look very unfinished when viewed in this way, because they weren't really meant for 3D. The game reportedly crashes a lot when attempting these hacks, like when Classic Sonic goes through a rainbow ring, or when Modern Sonic doesn't stop after the Classic finish panel, and it just falls through the level geometry instead. Pig the Cat's new voice actor Kyle Hebert recorded lines for him in this game, but his lines were later scrapped from the plot and the levels. His name does remain in the credits though, and Big even has a statue in the statue room because we totally need to be reminded that he existed. Meanwhile, let's not bring Fang back at all. You can actually ride the bumper cars in Sonic Adventure 1 in first person, but you couldn't do that in the HD ports. The customizable soundtrack was actually scrapped for Sonic and Secret Rings. HD Unleashed does let you play an MP3 file in place of the game music, so you don't need to hear the battle music if you want to. You can just play something else instead.